Okay, right. Well, seeing as I did that Mr. Robot decode type thing, and the tombstone showed up in that with some interesting numbers on the 9th of May, I thought, you know what? We'll go and we'll do Doc's tombstone, because it has almost. Um, it's not a 9.5, but it's a 9.7 reference. But this is in actual fact within the film. If you watch the film, you'll understand that what is actually going on here is this 9.7 with the 7th of September reference is actually also a 9.5 reference. Okay, and let me explain. So I'm assuming most people that watch this channel have watched Back to the Future 3. Okay, and so in Back to the Future 3, Marty has to go back to rescue Doc because Marty finds out that Doc is going to die. Okay, and this is the tombstone that Marty sees. Okay, so when we go back to 1885, what actually happens is there is a point at which Doc is about to get shot. Okay, and this is what ties into this tombstone here, and it's actually at the dance. Okay, now this dance festival for Hill Valley. No, it's a dance festival. It's just a festival. Um, what happens is Mad Dog. Okay, we remember Mad Dog in reverse is goddamn. Okay, so Mad Dog has got his little, oh, I don't know what you call it. I don't even know if it's a single shot or what it is. A little single shot pistol thing. Like a little handbag gun up against Doc's back here. Okay, and to kind of paraphrase what's going on here, Doc sort of says, "Well, you're early," and Mad Dog says, "Well, the last time I used this thing to shoot somebody, it took 2 whole days for him to die. So that'll mean that you'll be dead sometime around," he says, "supper time on Monday." Okay. If we go and look at the date of the 7th, the 7th of September, 1885, that day is Monday. Okay. This, though, is happening on, and we know the date because I'm going to show you it here in a minute in a picture. This is happening on the 5th. Okay, so he's counting on from the 5th, 6th, 7th, 2 days, and this is tying Doc's death back to the 5th of September, which is a 5-9 reference, the same as the 9th of May is a 5-9 reference. Okay, so we have that. So this all ties back to that tombstone with Mr. Robot, and it ties back to our projected Hoover Dam Day of the 9th of May. Okay, pretty interesting. Not only do we have that happening in this scene, okay, Doc supposedly dying, and remember, Doc represents the Matrix. You know, Doc is the inventor, and he's the guy that allows Marty to time travel. Okay, so Doc is the fictional side of Marty. Okay, he could be looked as the father figure as well. Okay, and actually, while we're on the father figure, there's another tombstone that pops up in Back to the Future, and that's George McFly's tombstone. So we'll go and have a quick look at that as well in a minute. But we have that reference, and there's actually there's another nice damn reference that happens here, and that is the pi plate. Okay, the pi plate, okay, which represents pi 314, which again is the idea of the cycle that we're stuck in. We're stuck in a time loop. Okay, and that thing, when we repeat that same loop, we repeat the same mistakes. That's the thing that's got to be broken. Okay, that time loop. Okay, when is that going to happen? I don't know. Maybe it happens on 5-9. Let me see if this is at the end of this scene here. Yeah, it is. Here we go. I can probably play it actually. Let's see if we can find it. Hang on. I actually had it on another. Hang on a minute. Here it is right here as well. Hang on a minute. Okay, we want to get onto that in just a second. I just wanted to show you what they actually say to each other. Captioning's on. She kicks him in the leg, in the shin. That's important. Excuse me. For the end of the leg end. And it also references, when we go to the chart, if you could imagine that X as a man spread eagled, right? A bit like the Vitruvian man has that spread eagled part. That one leg that's getting kicked, I believe, is that leg that's the final leg, which is pointing down to the 53. I will explain that in just a second. Okay. Marty's watching this going on. He's eating his piece of pie. I gotta have to play this. Right, what he's saying there. Well, I don't know why my closed captions aren't coming up. He's damning him to hell there. Hang on, let's back up a minute. Damn you, cannon! Hear that? So we have Doc say damn you, and then no. I damn you. I damn you. And then I damn you to hell. I damn you to hell. So you have 3 damn references just in the conversation there. And then here's Marty with the pie plate. Okay, which is the frisbee. And interesting with the frisbee and the dog reference here as well. The frisbee and the dog. Yeah. What do you play with your dog? Frisbee. I don't know, you know. But remember, this is the mad dog. This is backwards. Okay, this is what happens when the system goes out of control and is unbalanced. Okay? And of course, the shot misses. It goes. I saw that happen in another film. What film was that? Where he got? I don't know. I'm trying to think now. It's a Pierce Brosnan film, I think. No, it wasn't. Sorry, take that back. It wasn't. It was a completely different film. But maybe I'll reference that. It was Sherlock Holmes. Yes, that shot right at the top of the hat there. And I'll have to do one on Sherlock Holmes as well, because there's a ton of stuff. They've just put it out on YouTube for free, and the Guy Ritchie version, and there's a ton of stuff in there. I'm gonna have to do a decode on that as well. But anyway, we had that little scene, right? And so let's now back up a little bit to where they go into the dance, right? I'm not actually going to show you them going into the dance, but what happens at the beginning of the dance is this picture gets taken. Okay, this picture gets taken as they're going into the dance, right? And this is the clock. And what's happening at this point is they're just building the courthouse, and they're just setting this clock going. Okay, and we got the 88 on there. But what's important about this is if we look at the date, you probably can't make it out very easily, but it's September the 5th, 1885, okay? This is our September the 5th date, okay? And this is Marty with the dock, and 88 is on the clock. This is the cycle starting. The clock is just being started up, right? So that's important, because 88 is about balance again, okay? And it's man and God, Son and Father, okay? what actually happens when the DeLorean, let me show you the shot of this same image when the DeLorean gets smashed up, is this image. So the DeLorean's just been, you can see the debris from the DeLorean, and Marty picks up the photograph, and Marty is now removed from this half. It's been burned away. Okay, we've still got the September the 5th down here, but this is the you know, like the I don't know, the separation of those two things. Okay, so that's coming out of the dam. Marty's been removed from that relationship here. But again, that image there is, this is the image when Doc's come back with the new time traveling train, and this is the picture that Doc gives him, that same picture, and it's been renewed. Okay, so we have that renewal again at this. You know, it's interesting that happens, you know, that whole sequence of events happens at the dance, at the festival. Okay, because, you know, if you go back to the Future 1, that's when George and Lorraine kiss for the first time and fall in love. Yeah, kiss means cross, so those two cross and become lovers. Okay, that's when George the, I don't know, the the single man falls in love with the idea, you know, being able to have fictional ideas, falls in love with the system, enters into the matrix, if you like. And he ends up enchanted under the sea. You know, that's the enchantment under the sea dance. So that's what's happening there. Okay, that's the beginning of the matrix at the dance. And of course, the beginning of the matrix at the dance is when the storm happens, and you know, that's the opening of Pandora's box, if you like, as well. Okay, so again, you have the same thing happening back in 88.5. That they repeat the same idea again, except this time with Doc and Clara. What else did I want to say about this? There was something else. So we have that 5/9, we have the separation, and we have the renewal. We have it done with the picture. We have it done with the starting of the clock here at the dance. We have it doing the same thing with George McFly and Lorraine as well. So let's go look at George's stuff, and then what we'll do is we'll tie back into this to the 5th of September and the 7th of September. I'll show you where that all links together in the chart of Lorraine. Interesting, I called it the chart of Lorraine. And let's look at George McFly and look at the numbers that are for George McFly on his tombstone, and we'll look how they tie into the chart of Lorraine as well, because we've got born April the 1st, 1938, so April Fools, but this is a 4/1 reference, okay? And then we've got died March the 15th, or is it March the 5th? I thought it was the 15th, what I saw earlier. Let me look at this a little bit more detail here. It's really difficult to see. Yeah, it is the 15th. Yeah, March the 15th. I thought it was. So 1973. So we have that 7/3 reference as well. So I don't want to do. I really need to go to the chart to explain this stuff now. So let's just go there, and we'll do Doc's stuff first, and then we'll do George's stuff second. Okay. So here's our target date, bloody hell, of the 9th of May, okay? Now, if you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that there is a number jump that takes us from 9/11, okay, 2001, 7,900, and we're going to take one of these ones off of this 11 here, 10 days, 7,910 days takes us to the 9th of May this year. Okay, that's the first thing we need to know. So this is our sort of Hoover Dam target date here, and this is showing up for the day that Doc gets shot at the dance at the festival, at the Hill Valley Festival of the 5th of September. Okay, so it's just a reversal on the date. Now, what's interesting is what I was just saying about this number jump here. Okay, we have that 7-9 is part of that number jump. Okay, so that 7-9 is part of the number jump that takes us to 5-9. Okay, so you can see that these two numbers here, especially with the 9-11 on attached to one end of it, it's interesting the way this is all tying together here on this leg of the cross. Here's the cross, by the way, for new people, and these are just balancing numbers with the golden ratio encoded. If you're new, just check this out, this video, I'll explain it. But what I was saying about him getting booted in the shin here or here, okay, and this is the Vitruvian Man here, here's his head, you know, here's the body, and the arms are out, and there's the circle all the way around, you know. So, and of course you can draw the Vitruvian Man with a regular cross as well. Okay, so that's Doc's encoding here with this with the 7-9. Okay, so it's interesting, the 7-9. Also the 9th, what was I going to say, the 7th of September is also another reference back to, it's 115 days left in the year, I think, which is right here. Okay, with our metaphysical column, and Doc is obviously representing the metaphysical. So that's also really interesting as well. I really need to cough really bad. Okay, excuse me. Let's look at George McFly's stuff real quick, then we'll call it quits. Okay, so George McFly. Now remember, April Fool's Day. Okay, here's April Fool's. Okay, look, April Fool's 4-1, the 1st of April 4-1 is on either side of this 5-9. Okay, so that's the first thing to note. Okay, that date there and this date here is either side of this 5-9. So that's an important reference. Okay. Also the 73. I know we've got an extra 1 in there, but you know, look at this. You know. Okay. So we, you know, this number again is tying back in to this 5-9. It's, you know, it's in close proximity to it, if you like. What else do we have with George McFly? We had the 315. Okay, the 315. There's a couple of things with 315. Okay, it's a super important number. This 53 or the 315. Okay, because this 53. If you could jump back a couple of decodes of mine, I think I explained this pretty well. And also, I don't really want to go through it all, but you can get from this day here, okay, the 13th of February, which is encoded in the dollar bill, you can take the sum of these numbers here, and that will take you to Christmas, okay, and this is, the sum of these numbers is 315, okay, right here. So that will take you to Christmas. So this is a sort of beginning and end thing as well, with those numbers there, with the 315. So it's super important, 315. So if you know how to do some of my decodes, you can do a cross-reference here. Okay, I can do a 513 cross-reference, or if you read it backwards, it's 315, and use this like a times table. So I've just highlighted those two numbers. We follow down, we come across, you know, down and across to this number right here. And this number right here is, I think I mentioned this in the last video in a little caption. This is 35359 okay, so that's the 9th, and then the 5 is obviously May, but also in the old calendar May was the 3rd month, so this 53 again that's showing up right here, this 53 is again a reference to May, if you want it to be. So again, that's super important. And again, so we have that cross-reference with his death date, which is, again, it's just absolutely nuts. So we are tying back into this day here. What else did I want to say about that? There was something else. Oh yeah, if you do the same thing, but do it with 3 and then 15 this time instead of 5 and 13, okay, it'll take you to this number right here. And again, let me show you, there's a reason why, there must be a reason why this got sort of, why I took up writing my 7s like this when I was a little kid. But again, that's how I write my 7s, and I think that's, you know, this is just one of these little things that I think has been programmed into me at an early age, so that I can see maybe that this is a rotation, or an inversion, not a rotation, but an inversion of the same number, 17 and 41. Okay, but again, when we drop back to this, okay, back, here we go, with the reverse of that now is tying back with the 1741 with like the idea of that thing being on each side, or each side of the mirror, or whatever. I don't know how you explain that, but do you see how that ties back? 315, 1741, and we've got 2 14s on each side of this number here. I don't know how to explain that other than what I just said, but it does kind of tie back. Okay, so I think that's really it for the video. I mean, it was really just, I was really just you know, after that one tombstone, it kind of reminded me of Doc's, and I knew it wasn't the 5th, but I'm like, you know, I wonder if that ties back. I wonder if it ties back to, I wonder if the 7th somehow ties back to the 5th. And then of course I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, the day when they restarted or built the clock tower, if you like, you know, the first time the clock ran, the 5th of September. So yiza, and over a matter of $50, yeah, shot in the back, over the matter of $50, and 50 represents the bullseye. Okay, 50 is the 5, yeah, the Holy Ghost. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't miss anything out of that, and I will catch you on the next one. Alright, cheers, bye.